Welcome back to Dadskillz. Today we're going to take a look at the MOVA L600 robotic vacuum cleaner.
Dadskillz.
So let's start with the unboxing. Loads of cardboard, loads of recyclable cardboard. Not a lot of plastic in there, only a couple of bits. So we had the quick start sheet then, and then we've got more detailed instructions. Loads of different languages in there, but quite detailed instructions. Now this is the mopping attachment. Very well labelled up. It's got its little mop on the bottom there. That slides off and is washable. Got a power lead. And then we've got our charging dock. Inside some more cardboard, we've got then the brush attachment that will clip onto the bottom of the vacuum. And here's the beast itself, Optimus Grime. So the setup, go to our quick start sheet. It tells us to pull off 3 pieces of protective plastic. Find somewhere for our charging station. Pop the brush on, and there it is under a little table, out the way, ready to go. So, as ever, download the app first, using the QR code in the instructions, and you'll see this is a MOVA L600, but the app is a Xiaomi app. That's because this robotic vacuum is basically the Roborock S5 rebadged as a MOVA, which is interesting. Various bits and pieces to do in the app here. You've got to set your account up and all sorts of stuff. Tell them where you're from. Useful app if you've got more Xiaomi products. So there we go, we're in. We've made our account. And now we're going to search for our new device. So we'll scroll down to Robot Vacuum. And as you can see at the top there, the Roborock is an option. But we go down to MOVA L600. There we go, it tells us to press the 2 buttons on the top, enter it onto our Wi-Fi. Follow the instructions. All very easy, very straightforward. Assign it to the living room. And then it's got a last few couple of tips for the setup before we're into the next stage, which is the Explore mode. In the Explore mode, this is going to build you a map. And as you can see there, my map of the downstairs will be in the hallway. Then we're into the kitchen at the end, and then we've got another door through into dining area, and dining area leads on to living room area. And right at the end there, to the right hand side, our vacuum will be down there. And as you can see, we've got all sorts of obstacles to get round. So using his LiDAR, it's starting to build its map, and it's very clever, and it's a very plucky little fellow, and he tries his best to climb everything he can. More obstacles. So there we go, he's continuing to build his map. He goes around the outside first, and then he comes into the middle, and he does his sort of S formation to make sure everything's clean. And then he's back to the docking station. Now, when you've built your map, remember to toggle off Explore mode.
He doesn't hit anything. That's cool.
Now you'll know by now if you've watched a few of these reviews of robot vacuums, it is the law that you must throw most of your contents of your kitchen on the floor and see how it gets on with it. So for this we've got salt and coffee, and I've zoned it so that it only cleans that area. Very simple to do. We've set it on a turbo mode as well. And after the first pass there was still a bit left. There was a lot on the floor, to be fair, so we sent it over again, and it got everything the second time. Absolutely perfect. So let's take a look at what we've got in the bin. Very simple to access. Empty it, clip it back in, dead easy. Put the lid down. So now we're going to do the same again, but we're going to do mopping. So here's our attachment that we haven't fitted yet. We're just going to moisten the actual cloth itself. Wring it out. Put it back on the attachment. It slides on. But first we'll fill it up with water. Put the plug back in. And then we're going to slide our cloth attachment back on. And then use the Velcro at the front just to fasten it down. Job done. And it literally just clips in the back. And then you'll get an audible confirmation.
The water compartment has been installed.
Same again on the app, into zone. And we've just zoned it so that it mops the kitchen floor. And we've set the water flow as it was to the medium. So let's take a look at the app and see what other features we've got. So you can set schedules. It's got 4 different cleaning modes, and there's its cleaning history. 4 different cleaning modes, of which quietest will use the least power, and turbo will use the most. Various flows of water for mopping, and then here it tells us if and when we might need to replace certain items, brushes and filters on the vacuum. And then one for the kids, we've got a remote control function. Okay, so it's time for a few final thoughts. We've had the vacuum set up for about a week now. And I think for our needs, it's going to be fine. Still a few wrinkles to iron out. So for instance, one negative is I've not managed to link it to the Amazon voice assistant yet. And also I did find it once doing a sort of little square dance in the hallway, just going like in a square, which was a bit weird. So I picked it up, reset it down, pressed the home button, and it found its way home and repositioned, and it's been fine since. The mopping function, yeah, it's fine. It's not something we're going to use it for, not something I bought it for really. But I think to keep on top of the dog hair, when everyone's out, open all the doors up downstairs and I can just set it going. So a couple of observations I've got. If you've got a small downstairs area, something like this probably is going to be a bit excessive and you can just do with your usual vacuum cleaner. So if you've got a bigger open plan area downstairs, this is going to be much more useful just to keep on top of the dust and dog hair that might accumulate. So it's never going to replace your dustpan and brush if you have a big spillage, or your current vacuum if you want to really get into those corners and behind items of furniture and that sort of thing. So something I alluded to earlier on was while I was looking at the reviews of various robot vacuums, Xiaomi Roborock, I think it was the S5 or the S6, seemed to get very good reviews, and it was in that middle price range. You've got sort of Rumba at the top, it's like maybe £2,000 or something. Then D-Bots, is it D-Bots? And then at the bottom you've got some really cheap versions. Of all the ones I looked at, price-wise, the Xiaomi S5 seemed to get the best reviews. And then after a bit more investigation, I found this brand, MOVA, and they're basically a Xiaomi brand. It's basically the Roborock S5 labelled as MOVA, and it was cheaper too, so it was a no-brainer. So tell me in the comments below, have you got one? Have you got this model? What model do you use? And if you have made it this far, leave me something suitably vacuous in the comments below. That'd be great. If you're finding me for the second and third time and you're still not subscribed, please do subscribe. That would be fantastic. See if we can get this channel up to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That would be brilliant. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else you want to see, anything you want me to review, and I'll catch you again later. Cheers.